in this game now, and they're hoping to do the same thing today.
Matt Naruski in Hopkins in the home white, Maryland in the road red. They may be at Homewood Field, but this is a Maryland heavy crowd. The Terps fan base galvanized by the undisputed #1 team in the country. And it's the Terps that start with the ball. Hopkins obviously can't stop this offense. Nobody can, but how can they hope to contain them tonight? He needs better help than that, though. Too easy for Long. Got right in there. Naruski digs this one out for Hopkins. Blue Jays need a lot of the ball, and they can't afford too many of those where they win the faceoff and give it right away.
Naruski missed more than a handful of games to start this season with it.
Yeah, that didn't play, and now has found a home in Maryland, and he looks pretty comfortable. Maryland might make it another goal. So dangerous in transition off the faceoff through that.
Wierman, defender Matt Rahill, Brett Makar, John Geppert, faceoff man Luke Wierman. This team destroys people in transition.
And Logan Wisnauskas credited with the assist. Already the program.
Different ways. Kyle Long unassisted, showing his speed. Owen Murphy off a great pass. Roman Puglisi, 5-on-4 transition, a trailer break. And then Keegan Kahn, the transfer from Villanova, on a rebound. Four totally different goals.
The young freshman Logan Callahan into the faceoff X. He wins possession for the Blue Jays, plus veterans on this team that have started in the last few games to play with that consistency that Peter Milliman is looking for. Logan Callahan, the freshman's come in and won 2 faceoffs. Exactly what
moved it to the they moved into the football locker room in the big stadium. But I think it's cool that they play for a trophy. I wish Maryland would paint it red, yellow, and black and white. But this rivalry means so much. You know, lacrosse is really important at the University of Maryland. Think about Maryland football, basketball, and I'd put lacrosse next. At Hopkins, it's the #1 sport. It means Molliver from Atlanta, Georgia, picks up the assist. They come in at waves, and it's relentless waves.
In the depth and the production
at the University of Maryland. The timely John Tillman, he's never late. He's led this team to championship weekend routinely. I thought he was a difference maker, Jay, in that game against Virginia at Audi Field. His best game of the year.
You know, what's so fascinating to me is you bring in guys. I mean, Kahn was the #1 guy for Nova a year ago, and now he's got to fit into this Maryland team, and he's done it seamlessly. There's only one ball. There's so much talent.
Character. What's their values, their habits? What's their approach to school and team? He does the work. The formula is, without question, paying huge dividends. Or play elsewhere for a year. He's got a COVID year, but I think that job offer is gigantic, that he may go to New York and start his career after the season. We'll see. We're going to keep making changes to try to maximize our group on the field.
Wierman, just a
time, turn and rake. Wow. You label Wisnauskas like a lefty wing shooter. There's a lot of depth to his game. That was unbelievable pass.
Wierman making it look easy. So is Maryland. Wisnauskas this time, right off the face-off win. After he had the beautiful assist, now scores himself. Logan Wisnauskas building that Tour-a-ton resume. Timeout Hopkins. 2 goals in 6 seconds for Maryland, both orchestrated by Wisnauskas.
Tell you, Fogo Luke Wierman played at Henderson in Pennsylvania. He played attack, a little midi, little defense, and he's come to Maryland and he's become a Fogo. That is a face-off, get-off type player. But you see the skill set. So he scoops cleanly, hits Owen Murphy, who's in the game. Bobby Benson told me they play Murphy on the point during face-offs because of his outside shot. Okay, Murphy picks up the assist. Wierman wins the draw out the front side, and Wisnauskas pads his stats. It all comes together. You know, that's the brilliance of this Maryland team. Shooting now 10 of 16, which is what, par. They're a 40% shooting team. comes together. All the parts, all the math works for John Tillman. It's like 1 + 1 + 1 = 5. You know, like everyone makes everyone else a little better. They're not reliant on any one piece. It's like a great salad. You throw it in the mix, and everything complements one another. Like, you're not relying on the lettuce because you got the tomatoes and the carrots, and with a little onion on the side and some feta. Like, that's what makes a great salad. It's the mix
and the dressing.
It's not a dominance, Jay. It's not a dominance. Wow, too many cucumbers. It's a little bit of everything. And you look at their numbers right now.
First in goals, assists, and shot percentage. Are shooting 62.5% today.
Coach Tillman using his iPad. John Tillman's the real deal. I compare him to a Nick Saban, Cale Sanderson wrestling coach at Penn State. I compare him to the great leaders in all of college athletics because he's won 80% of his games. Yep. And he's put his team in a position to win a championship really in all 11 of his years at Maryland.
Reminds me of Jay Wright, who just retired this week, just in terms of culture, building a program. Loved our conversation with him this week, too, because, you know, I asked him, are you worried about the guys buying their own hype? And he's like, I'm not. I've got a good group. They know to stay away from that, and a scoop and score. Luke Wierman. That is 3 goals in 10 seconds for Maryland.
That could be a record. It's probably the fastest 3 goals I've ever seen. 3 goals in 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
3 goals in 10 seconds. How was the timeout? Didn't really have answers for Wierman, who switches the ball in his left hand. He's talking about his skills as a lacrosse player. He's part of the hog pen, but man, he didn't play in 2020. Was considering playing D-mid behind Justin Shockey. He has really put it all together. He's become a great draw man with the offensive and lacrosse skills.
3 goals in 10 seconds, the latest from Wierman. And Maryland's going to get the possession again. 8 different goal scorers now for the Terps.
I got to get our guys downstairs. Goals last week. Maryland's interior and off-ball defense was not good for their standard last week, and we just saw it in that last goal. It's the favorite, without a doubt.
2 goals on 3 shots, 2 assists to go along with it.
Wisnauskas isn't it? Maryland is. Who's your backup face-off guy? That's an injury-prone position. We've got injuries right now at St. Joe's, Virginia, North Carolina. I think they're a little overly reliant on Luke Wierman, and that scares me for a May run if something were to happen to him.
So you do have the Virginia transfer,
Gavin Ty,
who John Tillman told us we want to get him more reps because.
Well, where is he? You're up 12-4. How about alternating that now in the second half? You know, like face-off men are made of glass. Look around the country. You think about a guy by the name of John Garino, who came off the Pines in 2017 for Maryland to win the national championship as their 3rd Fogo. Last year in the title game, Luke Wierman goes 14 of 30 as the backup face-off man. Triggered the Maryland comeback.
Maryland picking up where... Favorite food, chicken parmesan. He'd enjoy going to dinner with Cart. 9 different goal scorers now for Maryland. And
national title. This team tasted it last year, coming up seconds short in the national championship game. Wierman continues to take every face-off. Again, kind of nitpicking, but this would be a good time to give your backup face-off guys some reps.
And again, it's something that John Tillman brought.
The 2-seed Rutgers will get a bye, and Johns Hopkins is most likely the 4. And
Virginia. I don't think there's much more Curson could have done.
No, all respect to Curson. I thought he did quite well. given the lack of defense that was the earth.
So if your victory in the tie into the game. As it stands, this would be a record. Largest lopsided winning margin in the history of the rivalry and here at Homewood Field. Says more about the state of Maryland or this
during warm-ups. Business approach, right?
Yes, very business-like.
Not like kids playing lacrosse in the park. It was
you saw it in their eyes.
A steely, I was gonna say a steely seriousness
with the demeanor.
Yeah.
You know, and
groupies 5 deep at the fence.
Groupies also at the Dome for Bon Jovi. Who had more groupies, Bon Jovi or Petro?
Petro, easy.
Aventai is in at the Faceoff X, finally, and he wins.
Meaningful reps. You give Wierman a well-deserved rest. Faceoff men, they get beaten up by the end.
Team 17-4, and it happened against Duke in the first round of the NCAA tournament, 19-6. So 13 goals. Right now, 18. 5 goals more than the heaviest defeat Hopkins has ever suffered on this field.
It's an 8 o'clock show on ESPNU. It's a women's and men's selection show. We'll have some wonderful cross-pollination. There's about 6 of us. We'll be sitting at a big table, and we'll break it all down for you. 29 women's teams.
Correct, 29.
And 18 men's teams.
One more than a year ago.
I think the cool thing about this time of year, it's all about the league races. So like what we saw in the Ivy League today, just carnage. Lions. Gavin Ty now getting the majority of the face-off reps for Maryland. As I said earlier, that's a position that you need to have some depth. Got to be, if you're a Hopkins fan, like Garrett Degnan's your guy this year. He's been their best offensive player.
And most consistent as well. The second half, though.
You can tell how much this game means to him wearing that number 1, that famed jersey for Terps that Mike Mollett wore. Joe Walters, man, he put on a shooting clinic on this Homewood Field. I remember he had 6